So this is a video about JavaScript basics. I wanted to explain the difference between for loops, while loops, and do while loops, and also nested loops, to physically explain them, because it's a lot easier to understand what a loop does once you can get your head around what it's physically doing. Then writing it out makes it a lot easier. So basically, let's start at a for loop. A for loop is just a loop. So we've got a loop, we've already told it how many times it runs, so it just runs. It just runs like a normal loop, so that's fine. A nested loop is another loop you put it inside of the for loop, but you've got two loops running at the same time. Now, if you have them running at the same time, there's no way to compare the two. You need the purpose of having an extra loop is so you can compare loops to each other. So you might have an array or a string or two arrays. Let's just say, for example, you've got a recipe. So you've got a recipe loop, and then you've got ingredients in the kitchen. So with the first loop, we go through the recipe, and then we look around the kitchen to see if we've got those ingredients, to see if we've got everything we need or whether we need to go down the shops. So how the loops work is the first loop looks at each individual element. And for each individual element, the other loop runs its entirety. So basically, if you're checking your ingredients, you're looking for baking powder. It does the whole loop. Is baking powder there? Oh, yep, baking powder's there, good. You're looking for salt. Okay, is salt there? No, we need salt. We need to go to the shops for salt. Is milk there? Yeah, we've got some milk, that's fine, we don't need milk. Whatever, chocolate. We've got chocolate, we don't need chocolate. So it compares the loops towards each other, and it does that by each element the first loop is checking. It does a whole loop of the second loop so it can be compared to each other. So that's how nested loops work. Now, while loops. So while loops, let's start with do while loops. So do while loops. So just say you had a hook with a rope on it, and you throw it up. You're trying to hook it up onto the roof. So you throw it up, you try and hook it on the roof, and it falls to the ground. Okay, so we haven't achieved what we want to achieve. So we've got to check, did it hook up? No. So we throw it again. Okay, it doesn't hook up again. Let's do it again. Nope, it still didn't hook up. Let's do it again. Kunk. Okay, now it's on. Now we don't have to throw it up anymore. So a do while loop just executes the loop. It just goes, okay, do the loop, do whatever you need to do, throw it up. Yep. Okay, now we check, did it hook or did it not hook? Okay, if it didn't hook, let's do the loop again. So a do while loop checks at the end of the loop. So you do whatever you need to do first, and then you check. And then if the conditions aren't met, you do it again, and then you check. A while loop is the opposite way round. So a while loop is, let's just say you're going to send people up that rope. So you've got to check it first. Is it tight? Yep, it's tight. Let's send someone up. So someone goes up. Okay, they've gone over the top. Now, before we send someone else up, let's just check first. Is it still tight? Is it still going to support weight? Yep, fine. Next person goes up. Let's check if it goes. Next person goes up. Let's check it. Oh, it fell down. Okay, stop. Don't stop the loop, because the conditions aren't appropriate to keep continuing the loop. That's how a while loop works. So a while loop checks first and then executes the loop, where a do while loop executes the loop and then checks the conditions second. So that's the difference between all the different loops and how to physically sort of get your head around them. Thank you.